Hey everyone, welcome back to the new episode of the Dreamers Podcast. Today I have Eli, better known as Cozy, with me. If you want to kind of introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm an artist on Instagram. Uh, yeah, I don't know how to introduce myself. I just do things, do whatever.
hmm So then, yeah, to kind of start, I just want to talk about how you got started creating, how you kind of got to where you are now. Like, kind of walk us through the beginnings to where you are now.
So I started like doing art in high school, and yeah, I just seen people like on Instagram. Basically, like that's where I first started like really posting my art on Instagram, and I just saw like other people that were artists that like I looked up to. I got connections from them and stuff. So I just, yeah, like ever since like high school, I just been taking it like day by day, just posting stuff and like just having fun with it. I didn't
hmm
I didn't think I would actually
hmm
be where I'm at right now, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's a big part of it. I mean, just to enjoy it, don't like force it on yourself. Don't do it. For the fame and glory. Do it to
Yeah,
have a good time, and that stuff comes along with it. So I think that's nice. And then I think looked at some of your stuff. I'm assuming you do use Procreate. That's what a lot of other artists I've talked to use.
yeah.
Um,
I started with Photoshop though. It's just well,
mhm.
actually, I started off just posting like my old account got hacked. So like if you would have saw my old account, like you would have saw like the whole evolution of the thing. But like I started off just posting like sketches and whatnot, and then I had this app on my phone where I would take the picture of my art and it would like make it like I guess more clean and more like it would look digital, but it wasn't digital. But like yeah,
Mhm.
it was just like scan it, and then I slowly worked up to like Photoshop, and then now I went to Procreate. Like I'm just at Procreate right now.
Nice. So yeah, I followed you. I don't know how long ago, but it was your older account, your original one.
Mhm.
But I don't remember how long ago that was. So I mean, I did kind of see some of that progress back then. But then, do you mainly do digital art then now, or do you do like a little mixture of both, or is that kind of your primary focus?
I think digital art is my focus right now, but I am starting to like as of late get into more traditional art again because that's like how I
Mm-hmm.
started. So I think yeah, I just I want to go back to traditional art to like really have something for myself. I guess like just hanging up in my room and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think I'm mostly just mainly like doing digital right now.
I mean, yeah, there's so much you can do with it. Like on our last episode, we went on for like 10 minutes about like how crazy Procreate is, and how I mean it's all you need is an iPad, a pen, and then like $10 for the app, and you can do like anything.
Thanks.
So I mean, there's tons of advantages to it. Um, but then I also kind of want to talk about where you from, and has that like influenced your art at all?
Actually, yeah, I think so. I think it did. I don't know actually, cause like I'm born in Cali, and
hmm
like I was kind of like raised there. Like I grew up there since like I was. I moved from there since like I can't remember. I think like around like 10 or like 11 or something
hmm
is when I moved from Cali, and then like I moved down here to Georgia. I met new people and whatnot, but I think the only thing that really influenced my art in Georgia is like the style that everyone has. Like I think I just really like everyone's like clothing and like I don't know, just like the
hmm
fashion sense down here. So I kind of incorporate that in my art now and like my own sense of fashion
hmm
too. So yeah, I think it inspired me a bit.
So yeah, I like in a lot of your art, there's like crazy like fits and has all like super cool stuff. Like there's these like shoes I've seen that kind of look like I don't know like monsters. I don't know. They're
Oh
they're really
yeah,
cool on like one or two of your things. Yeah, I saw those the other day when I was looking through, and I was like, man, I wish those were real. Like those are so dope. So I'm curious. Do you want to eventually like start making clothes and stuff
oh
or like
yeah,
physical products?
for sure, for sure. I think that's like the number one thing I've been like wanting to do with art. Honestly, like I know I'm an artist, but I also like I feel like I've just been like always doodling in my notebooks, like just drawing like clothes that I think would look cool, or like, just like a bunch of clothing pieces that I don't think people would like wear, but I just think that like it
Mhm.
just looks cool to me. But I really do want to make it like real now. Like I see other people who make clothes and shit, and like shoes, or jewelry and shit, and it's just like if they can do it,
Mhm.
like why can't I? So I definitely am trying to like move towards that eventually.
Sweet. So then, I mean, we've kind of talked about your art a little bit, but I mean, what do you like to do when you're not making art? I mean, I know you make music, and I'll kind of talk about that here in a little bit. But
Mhm.
what do you like to just do for fun, like in your free
Um,
time?
I like to play games, of course, uh, and skate sometimes. Um, yeah, that's about it really. And just lately, I've been getting into like cooking and shit. Like I don't know how to cook
Okay.
anything yet. I'm not saying like I'm up there, but like I'm starting
Uh
to get
huh.
into that. Yeah, I think cooking is cool.
Culinary arts. It's an art form.
True, true. I didn't think about that.
So I just moved out, kind of for my first time about a month or two ago. So now I'm starting to kind of learn to cook more because yeah, I'm most definitely not a chef. I'm microwave and like maybe some oven stuff. So I'm kind of learning that now too.
Hmm.
Um, but what kind of like games do you play? I mean, I'm a big I guess gamer myself, so I'm curious like what kind of what stuff do you play?
Shit, it's gonna sound corny as fuck, but I play like Minecraft and Fortnite, Animal Crossing, uh, sometimes Call of Duty, but yeah, GTA, those type of games.
Mm,
Oh yeah, and Legend of Zelda. I fuck with Legend of Zelda, like Breath of the Wild.
yeah, I've actually oh Breath of the Wild is so good. I've been playing I don't know if you played it, A Link Between Worlds, like for 3DS.
Oh no.
Uh, yeah, it came out. I mean, like 10 years ago now, but it was like a really good 3DS one. I've been playing through that.
Mm,
Ooh, that one's so good, and it makes me want to play through because I never beat Breath of the Wild, so I think I'm gonna go back and try to beat that before the new one comes out.
yeah, fact.
Um, yeah, I'm excited for that. Uh, do you do you think? I mean, gaming, and then you mentioned skateboarding. Do you think, even though those are kind of more like free time stuff, do you think that influences your art and
Oh
music?
yeah, for sure. Like I grew up watching like skate videos all the time, and like just I think the skate culture really like has an impact on like how I dress and how I
Mm-hmm.
draw, most definitely, like more of like that like street shit, like streetwear, and like I don't know, just like
Mm-hmm.
graffiti, all that other shit. But yeah, because people always said that my art reminds them of like graffiti, at least like growing up and shit. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think I think like that really has a big influence on my art and what I do.
So yeah, I mean I skateboard a little bit. I've always wanted to get more into it, but a lot of my like friends around here don't really do it. So eventually I get closer and closer to buying a board, and I have like a cheap little like knockoff penny board that I can ride, but like nothing I can do like tricks with. But I grew up
Mhm.
playing like the Tony Hawk games like religiously, so
Yeah,
even though I couldn't skate, I love Tony Hawk. Like Tony Hawk's Underground 2 is like my favorite video game ever. I love
dang,
Tony Hawk. Skate. I'm excited for the new Skate. So even though
bro,
I
what?
couldn't do an ollie to save my life, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that game looks so insane. I'm so hyped for
hey,
that.
I'm
That's gonna
hyped
be
for that
so
too.
so fun.
I
Hmm.
played Skate 3 and Skate 2. Those are like the two games that I really fuck with, skate wise.
Hmm.
I haven't played Tony Hawk or anything yet, but like skate, I just fuck
Oh,
with skate so much. That shit crazy.
see, see, I grew up with Tony Hawk more, so that's kind of more like my game.
Yeah.
But like I've only played Skate 3 and like a little bit of 2. Um, and it's definitely a different style. Like Skate's more realistic, and Tony Hawk's more like crazy, over the top, like arcade. So I mean, they're both really fun, and they're kind of unique and fun in their own ways. So I really like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so even though I didn't know how to skate at all until I was like maybe 15, 16, and like kind of just learned to ride a board. I also kind of grew up with that like street culture kind of from Tony Hawk. And now I'm just now kind of realizing that, oh, that was kind of my first foray into like, clothing like that and people wearing like that. Cause
Yeah.
I'm from Kansas. So like, people don't really dress like that a lot
Uh,
around here. So that was kind of like my first foray into all that kind of stuff. Um, but then I also wanted to ask, I mean, talking about games, but you make music. Who are some of your biggest music inspirations? Who did you grow up listening to?
ooh, that's a good question. I grew up listening to like since I was in Cali. I think that influences me a lot. But I grew up
Mhm.
listening to like Kendrick, Tyler, uh, shit, Frank Ocean. I don't even think Frank Ocean was really like popping back then though. But Tyler, who else? Dang. Uh, definitely like Eminem and like uh, bro, I can't even remember honestly. I just
I
remember
mean,
Tyler though. I was a big Tyler fan back in Cali.
mhm,
Like growing up and shit, yeah, I was a big Tyler fan. So I listen to Tyler the Creator all the time, man. And Kendrick Lamar. So those are like my
mhm.
two people. Yeah.
Say, I mean, yeah, that's a great two people to have. I mean, they're both insane, especially for like the 2010s. I'd say like they'd be on the Mount Rushmore of 2010s
The
rap
face.
with how influential they are.
They still up there too. They still doing their thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Call Me If You Get Lost, that's probably like top one or two albums for me last year. It's
Face.
so good, and like the visuals with it, like Tyler knows what he's doing and he's not slowing down. And then Mr.
Face.
Morale and the Big Steppers is insane. I think it
Bruh.
was not what people expected, but that does not mean it was bad. Like it
Hmm.
was insane. Kendrick was coming in his own lane. So I mean, even if I gotta wait 5 more years, I'm excited what he has coming next.
Yeah, for sure. Anything Kendrick drops is like a classic already. Like you already know.
Hmm. So then, how would you describe the music you make, and then kind of talk about how you got started creating music? Like what made you want to get started?
I think literally this one breakup in high school uh like legit got me into just making music. Like I'm not even gonna cap to you. Like this girl I was very obsessed with at the time. Like she didn't even like me for real. I don't even think, but like I was just very obsessed with her at the time and shit. So I was just like making things up in my head, like And then when she
Hmm.
broke up with me, it was like damn. So I just started like going to music. I made this song, my first song. It was kind of ass. It was ass. But then like after that, my second song I made, I think that was like what really like did it for me. Like when I knew like I could do something with this shit, cause I made my second song with my sister, and that shit really was like just eye opening for me. I was like, wow, I could do way more things than what I thought I could do. Like this is pretty cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's what really pushed me to make music. It's the breakup, heartbreak.
So I mean, that'll do it. I mean, it's a good way to kind of work through that and kind of release that emotion. So I definitely get that. How would you describe the music that you make now? Like, if in just a few words or in
Um,
like a short couple sentences, like how would you describe the music you make? Yeah.
I think just like a diary almost, like just very.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to be like more open in my music now, and like I'm trying to freestyle more too. So like anything that just comes to my head, just it's just like out there. So I guess like free and just open, I guess, or honest. Yeah.
Hmm. Say, and then do you want that to be kind of, I guess, I don't know, how do you look at it? Do you treat like art and music as like the same? You're pushing like for both of them, or is like your main focus art, and then music is kind of like for fun on the side, or do you both want to push both of them as much as you can for the future?
I think both of them honestly, like I don't think I really have like a specific focus on anything in my life, which kind of sounds bad to like other people, but like it's just like anything that
Hmm.
I set my mind to, I just know that like I can do it. So I just do whatever like comes to mind. Like if I one day I want to like be a filmmaker or some shit, like I'll just start making films and like get into that. Or if
Hmm.
I want to like be a model or actor or whatever. Like I don't know, just anything that seems cool at the moment. I just want to do. So I think I just push like
Hmm.
to answer your question basically. Like yeah, I guess I could just push both of them. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's not a bad thing. I mean sometimes having a plan's good, but sometimes just letting things happen naturally and just kind of working with what you feel passionate about. Like you said, like maybe you want to do film. Maybe you want to do like focus on clothing at one
Hmm.
time. I don't think there's a problem with that. I mean, kind of like we mentioned, Tyler the Creator. I mean, he's started with music and then he started doing like some clothing and now he's doing like shoes with Converse. He just released nail
Right.
polish. I mean, the visuals for all of his stuff is like basically a movie. So I mean, you can definitely do all of it, and I think growing um, in all of them, influence the other. Like the better artist you are, the better you can probably direct because you can see things with that like
Hmm.
artistic eye. Um, so I mean, I think that's good. Just kind of you let it happen naturally and kind of go with the flow. You don't always have to super have everything
Yeah.
planned out. Um, but then with that being said, where do you think you see yourself in like 5 years, 10 years from now? Like where do you want to see yourself in both your art and music?
Definitely like. Hmm. Let me think about that. 5 years from now. I honestly don't even know. I can't even answer that. just
So yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a tough one to think about.
I just know that I wait, hold on, my bad. I just know that I'm gonna be happy in 5 years, most definitely. Like that's all that
Hmm.
matters to me. So whatever I'm doing at that time, like I just know I'm gonna be chilling, doing whatever I'm
Hmm.
doing. So yeah,
I mean, that's the best goal to have. Just be happy.
yeah.
Um, there's a lot of ways to do that. Um, so then if you could go back to when you first started being an artist, what advice would you give yourself, or even if you're talking to like someone up and coming, like just started making art, what advice would you give them?
Don't go into it trying to be like anybody. Go into it being like willing to just like look stupid or like fail like for real because like once you just don't have
Hmm.
that fear of just like you know oh what if people don't like this, what if people don't like fuck with the shit I'm posting and blah blah like that's when you really
Hmm.
start overthinking and just like not you end up not making what you actually want to make and start making things that you don't even like really care too much to make, like so just go
Hmm.
into it just like a kid type shit. Just going there, just like just having fun. Like just draw
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah.
and like if you see somebody that inspires you, like a certain style that you like, steal that style and just like change it into make it your own. Because like you really can't like steal someone's style. I feel like you can bite someone's style, but like you can whatever you put down on that paper is gonna be different from that person because it's like it's you, you know. So like
Hmm.
just stay true to like what you like and keep just figuring out yourself through art. So I feel like art is really like a
Hmm.
lifestyle. Think about it. If you really want to like learn how to draw and shit, like that shit. Just, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's kind of been the whole, I guess, theme through this interview is just have fun with it, like you know, work hard, but you don't have to have like all these crazy goals and put so much pressure on yourself. You can still be successful and make it far with just having a good time.
Hmm.
Because I mean, I really did like how you said like 5, 10 years from now, I just know I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Like you weren't like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that, which not that that's bad, but I mean, I think that's a very good way to look at it. And I think it helps a lot with like that pressure of like, oh, I want to be this famous or have this many followers or something or do all this. So I think that's a really good way to look at it. Um, but then I am curious. Do you have anything like coming up this year? Whether it be just art you've been working on, a kind of a bigger project, some music. I know you just kind of released like an EP or mixtape. But I'm curious, do you have anything else kind of coming up this year?
Most definitely. I feel like this year, I don't know, this year is gonna be full of surprises for me, cause like I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm making behind the scenes and shit, but I don't ever know when it's like gonna be released or like when I feel like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, cause like I have things like with other. I'm trying to collab more with people too this year. So like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to work more with people and stuff, connect more and just like yeah. So I don't know. I really can't even tell you that. I don't know what's gonna come this year, but I know something's
Mm-hmm.
gonna come. So something's in the works right now.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask. I saw that you on Twitter, at least, I saw the post. It's from a few months ago, but you did like mini
Oh
cozies.
yeah,
So you had kind of like these little character designs you made, and people could just send you like fit pics, and you'd kind of create characters. I don't know if you're still doing that, but if you want to kind of talk about what made you come up with that idea,
Ooh.
and kind of the process behind that.
It's actually a really crazy story because how I came up with it. I guess I've always wanted to do it. Like I just never had the time to like actually put forth. Like I guess it wasn't my priority during those times. But like I was homeless at
Mm-hmm.
one point, and I really like needed some money some way, and I didn't feel like drawing like a bunch of cover art and shit because like I feel like that's just
Mm-hmm.
very time consuming for me. So I just thought of that like dang, hold on, wait. Let me think back. Because it didn't start off like that.
You're good.
Okay, I started back like a few years ago, like 2 years ago on that. And at first I was selling it for like $40 and shit. And I was thinking like what inspired me to do that was Babe, like the
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
the babe characters and
yeah,
shit. Like I was like, what
yeah.
if I made my own thing for that? Like, you know, like I
Mm-hmm.
took that and like I guess I stole it, but like I made it my own thing. So that's what I mean. Like before,
Yeah.
like it's okay if you steal shit. Like I feel like stealing is like what really creates something like because it's already been made, you know. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta make it your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just took that shit and I was like, I'm gonna make this and try to sell it for $40, and nobody was fucking with it because it was $40. But then like 2 years later,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I gotta try this shit again because, you know, I really feel like I see something with this. So like I tried it again, and at the time I was homeless, so like it really got me some money during that time to like look for Airbnbs and
Mhm.
shit, and like get back on my feet and stuff. So yeah, I guess I've always had the idea. It's just like I don't know. It's just something for me to like get some quick cash and shit, and other people enjoy it.
Mhm.
So it's a win-win situation right there. It's, everybody wins.
So yeah, I just thought it was cool because I mean it's like a kind of I guess modular character, like you just have like the base model and you can go in put whatever someone looks like their
Yeah,
face, and just kind of nice. And then like you said, what we've been talking about the whole time, like you you didn't steal like the like baby Milo kind of like babe little
mhm,
characters, but you got inspired by them. That's kind of your I guess starting point, your jumping
yeah,
off point, but then you put your own spin, your own style on it. And so while I can like see that inspiration and stuff now that you talked about it, I wouldn't have looked at it and been like, oh, that's like a Babe
yeah.
ripoff. It's definitely its own thing, and I think that was that's a kind of a good example. And I'll kind of put pictures up here of what it looks like so people can kind of see. But I think that's kind of good, especially to what we've been talking about. And so, I mean, I know you've made those. I know you did like some prints and stuff. But then we talked about clothing a little bit earlier. But is there any other kind of physical products at all that you'd be interested in, or any kind of product that you'd be interested in doing more in the future?
I don't know, man. I want to do everything. You know, I just want to touch on
Mm-hmm.
everything, like jewelry, clothes,
Mm-hmm.
shoes. Eventually, like if not now, a few years later or something. But yeah, I want to try to do everything. I think just like create my whole world, create my own world here.
Nice. I mean, yeah, you got plenty of time to do it.
But
um, I mean, like we said, Tyler in 10 years went from, you know, just making music to a huge, like, multi-million dollar clothing company and all these shoes and deals and all kinds of stuff. And I think that's one of the most, uh, I don't know, important things of the last, like, 10 years, especially when it comes to, like, rap and hip hop, is that people like Tyler and Kanye, and others have been able to like push the idea that you can do music but do so much more. Because I mean, in the 2000s, people had like sneaker deals and stuff, but it really wasn't as big of a deal as it is
Yeah,
now. And now it's like, tons of people are getting sneakers, doing deals with all these companies. Um, and I think them, and along with other people like Andre 3000 and stuff, Pharrell, were very important in kind of influencing that, starting that. But I think it's a lot more common now that, back in the day it was like, you're a rapper, you rap, you're a producer, you
mm,
produce. But now it's, you're an artist. You can make music, make art, make clothing, do all that kind of
yeah,
stuff. And so that's kind of my favorite thing, I guess, that's happened in the art world, or at least especially like hip hop, seeing that, there's really no boundaries.
yeah,
Like you said, you want to do a little bit of everything, and you can, you really, have all the opportunities to. um so with that being said, I mean, is there anything else that you kind of wanted to let the people know, anything lastly that you wanted to talk about before we wrap up here?
I don't know. Eventually, I want to make my own like clothing brand and stuff. I think that's something that I've been trying to focus on lately, like getting money for that
Mm-hmm.
and starting that. Cause I started a clothing brand. I kept trying to start a clothing brand like a few years ago, back in high school and stuff, but I just didn't know like what the fuck I was doing. Like I was just like trying to like connect with
Uh-huh.
people and whatnot, and trying to like use their websites to like push out my stuff. But um yeah, I guess all I want to really say is just like no one really no one in this world really knows what they doing. They just go out there and just like try and do it and like, fail, quote unquote. Like I don't think it's really failing, it's just learning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like as we grow older, people get scared to just look stupid and like fail and like just like really try anymore because other people make fun of people for
Mm-hmm.
trying, Like it's just I don't know. You just gotta get that shit out of your head and just be like, fuck it, like I'm gonna go out here and do it and people don't even like support me. Like sometimes your friends might not even support you. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's just bound to happen in anything you really like, say your mind to
Mm-hmm.
do. So like you just gotta believe in yourself more than anyone and just go out there and do it. Like if you have a vision, just do it, man. Just find
Mm-hmm.
ways to do it. If you fuck up, cool. All right, like just don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Try something else. Try to find a different way to like do what you really want to do. And shit, basically. I
Mm-hmm.
really don't know how to put it all together, all the words, but yeah.
So I mean, I think you made a good point. I mean, the most important thing is to do it. Like, a lot of people are scared of looking stupid or
Hmm.
failing, but I mean, that's how you learn. I mean, that's a part of it. And I've talked about that with a ton of other people I've had on the show. Because like back in like early 2010s, just like everybody, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to do Let's Plays and have everybody watch me, but I didn't have editing software. I had really slow internet, so it was going to take like forever to
Hmm.
upload. So I was like, oh, well, I can't do that, can't do that. And so I never learned how to edit. And then like I kind of wanted to make a clothing company, but I'm, myself not really the best artist in the world, at least when it comes to like traditional or digital art. I mean, I can edit and do some
Hmm.
Photoshop, but nothing too crazy. So I was like, well, that's going to be too hard. Like I'm going to have to, pay for all these designs and then get everything set up. But then like it just took last summer, I had a friend that was like, hey, like I'm making a podcast. Can you help me like figure out, like do some editing for me while I record it? And I didn't know how to do it. But when it was for him, I was like, oh yeah, sure. Like, yeah, I can help you do that. And then I learned like basic editing. And like, then I decided after a few months, I was like, oh, well, this isn't so bad. Like I can, do this myself. And um, I'm really glad, like I finally, after years and years, um, really like I started, like I tried,
Exactly.
and I'm still trying every day, still learning, still evolving. Um, but it feels really good to just like put stuff out,
Hmm.
when I spend time even on like like an interview or a clip, and I might not be like 100% satisfied with it. Just putting it out there, and even like just a few likes or like a comment or, just a few little things, it really pushes me and like a lot more than I thought
Yeah.
it would. but like those little things, really help. And so like, it's fun. So I mean, yeah, start trying. I'm still working on trying and get more stuff out. But I think you really put it in a good way. But one of my favorite quotes, and I know it's kind of like a really popular, maybe kind of cheesy quote, but Yoda, do or do not, there is no try. I actually have that. I have the little like Lego Dagobah set over here, and it has that
Mhm.
on the front. And that's one of my favorite movie quotes of all time because I mean it's the truth. Like there is no trying. You either do it
Right.
or you don't. And I think I mean you kind of brought that up. But I guess lastly, if you want to kind of list your socials, anything. I mean, I'll have everything linked below. But anything else you want to kind of shout out before we wrap up? And thanks for coming on.
Shoot, well, thank you. But I wanna shout out Ghost Supply. Um, Check them out on Instagram, Ghost Supply. Website ghostsupply.com. Um, and what else I want to shout out? I want to shout out my sister, my um, my friends, all my friends, the people that support me for sure. Cause I didn't even think I was gonna like have that many supporters. Like just starting off,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing too. Like people always come up to me and ask me like how do I just like I guess like have people that support me and shit. But it's just like shit, I don't even know, man. I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically just shout out them niggas. Shout out everybody. Shout out the world, life in general. It's beautiful out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that. Like, I didn't. I mean, I'm still, pretty small, like 100 and some, like 140 or so followers, but uh, I'm way further. I mean, there's people that create stuff for years, create stuff that I think is like way cooler than what I do, and they have like tens of followers, less than
Mhm.
100 followers. So I mean, I'm super grateful for anyone that I've got, and I'm glad I've made it as far as I have, just in the few months that I've been kind of doing this, learning how to do this. um, and yeah, kind of like I mentioned, like every little comment, like interaction, really is kind of the driving force that keeps me trying,
Mhm.
keeps me on days when I'd rather just relax or not do something, keep working, pushing out new content. um, but yeah, I mean, it like we said earlier, it's just kind of, you just have fun with it, put stuff out, and all that other stuff, the fame or the money, that just kind of comes with it. So I think that's a really good message to end on, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.